Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today we're going to take a look at another safe. Yes, it's going to be another product review. You guys know that one of the philosophies of the Texas Gun Vault is being a responsible gun owner. And so part of being a responsible gun owner is making sure that you can store your guns securely and safe, especially if you have children in the house or there's people that you don't want to have access to your firearms. Well, another company has contacted me, and this is going to be MaxSafes. Now, they asked me for which one I would be most interested in reviewing. Now, I have reviewed a lot of single gun safes. This one, obviously, as you can tell, is a lot bigger. So this is their 2-pistol or 2-gun vault is what I believe that they call it. So we're going to open this thing up on camera, see if it's any quality, and see if it's worth having. I do know that one of the most interesting features about this particular safe is that while it does have biometric access, it doesn't use fingerprint technology, it uses vein recognition technology. So I'm not really sure how reliable that's going to be and how fast we'll be able to access the safe. But we're going to unbox this, see what it looks like, see its quality, and check out its features. So let me adjust the camera and let's see what this thing looks like. Alright, so here's the gigantic box that I got for this particular safe. It says MaxSafes here on the top, and I hope that I'm going to be able to get all of this in frame on the camera, because this is a little bit bigger than most of the safes that I have reviewed on camera before. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what is inside. So we got some nice packaging here. Got some foam inserts. We'll set those aside here. Looks like we have an instruction manual. And I guess we got the safe itself. All right, so this thing is kind of big. Let's get the foam out of here. All right, get the box off the table. We'll just throw that on the ground for right now. And here we go. And wow, this is kind of a big boy. Take a look at that. All right, so obviously this one, the door will come open from the front instead of the top. Now, just taking a look here at it, it seems to be relatively well built. The sides of this don't seem like they are too thick, but this is obviously made of some type of steel and not aluminum. It has quite a bit of weight to it, and I would say compared to many of the other safes that I have reviewed on my channel, this one probably is the best constructed. So I guess we have that. All right, so let's go ahead and open up this instruction manual. Looks like we do have some keys here as well, so we can open the safe and get all of this started. So before I read the instructions and learn how to operate it and show you how to do the same, let's just go ahead and open this thing up and see what the inside looks like. All right, so we take the keys here, and I believe I saw the lock here on the side, and here we go. All right, so it opens up, seems to have some nice foam on it. We have some packaging inside. It looks like this shelf has shifted in transit, so I'll have to figure that out. But besides that issue, I think that's the only thing that I see. Nice foam. All right, so let me see if I can adjust this panel here, which was obviously shifted during shipping, and I'll learn how to use it, and let's get this safe up and running. All right, so I've spent some time with this safe learning how to program it and looking at its features, and I have discovered there are a few things about it I like and don't like. But before I tell you about those things, I just want to show you the features of the safe and the programming of it. It's actually really easy to program, and you obviously have either the button activation or you have this biometric access here. Now, this doesn't use fingerprint technology. It says that it uses vein recognition technology. So take that for what it's worth. It does seem to be different, and I'll show you that difference in just a moment. But let's go ahead and open this right now with just a basic code, which I have programmed. And I got the most basic one possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. and it opens really fast. And I have to say that is one of the pros to this safe, is that this door opens really fast after you enter the code or put your finger in the scanner. It doesn't have to process that for very long. So if you need quick access to your firearm or whatever the contents of the safe are, you can get to it. Now, this shelf, which I showed was out of place when I got the safe, it actually is easy to take in and out. There's no problems with it. It's not busted. It just had shifted during shipping. So there's no issues there. And it fits on the ledge pretty nice, and it's in there very secure. So I do like that, and there is a lot of foam throughout the safe. Now, I did have to put 4 AAA batteries in here, and there is a little button up here in the top, which is really hard to get on camera, and that's the registration button. And this was something that I was really surprised about, because when I saw this fingerprint, or what I thought was a fingerprint ID biometric access, I was like, well, my finger is kind of fat. It's not going to get into that scanner, which is relatively narrow. And so I had a hard time actually scanning my fingers at first. But then I realized you're not actually supposed to touch the bottom of the scanner, and it is designed to be more narrow because it's vein recognition technology than fingerprint recognition technology. So I've already programmed in all the fingers of my right hand, and so you don't have to put your finger on the glass. You simply put it into the device, and it opens relatively fast. And to show you that my left hand is not programmed yet, it doesn't work. None of my fingers will work, but any finger of my right hand will. So as I said, I kind of thought it was kind of awkward that I couldn't get my finger down onto the scanner, but you're not supposed to. You just have to fully insert your finger all the way into the biometric access. So the way that you would program this is you would push this button to register your fingerprints. You push it, it will beep, and then it will give you 6 seconds to put in your fingers 3 times. So I'll go ahead and push this button, and we'll go ahead and register my index finger on my left hand. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And the first 2 times it will blink yellow, and the 3rd time it has that long beep. So let's go ahead and test this now. So yeah, see how fast it opens? That's really nice. And this should be, my middle finger will not open it, but my index finger will. Oh, it didn't do it that time. There we go. So maybe it's not 100% every single time, but for the most part, I really haven't had any issues as long as I make sure my finger is all the way in the scanner. But let's just test that one more time. Okay, so it worked that time. One more. And no issues whatsoever. The instruction manual says it can hold up to 50 vein recognitions. So I'll go ahead and program in some other fingers here. And let's try that one. And it does open. So as you can see, it's actually kind of different technology. But now let's go over what I think are the pros and cons of this safe. First, I have to say the buttons here to input any type of code, they're kind of cheap. They kind of move around a little bit and they feel a little bit plasticky. So I don't know if the safe could be compromised by destroying those or attacking those in some way, but they don't feel as solid as I would like. But they definitely do seem to work. There's no issue with them. It's just they seem to be a little bit loose. I do like how the lighting is around those keys, so if you did have this safe mounted in a dark location, you could easily see them. The safe also has an internal blue light as well. So I do like that, so it is illuminated inside. The overall construction of this is pretty nice, but the door I don't think is locked very well. As you can see, it does move. And I would say that in general, even though this is technically not a safe, it's more of a lockbox, I don't feel like the lock mechanism that holds the door in place is that secure. You can already see that this door is a little bit loose, and when I do open it, the latch up here where this little hook goes into is a little bit loose too, and it doesn't look like it's made of the strongest material. So once again, this is more of just a basic lockbox than it really is a safe. I wouldn't say that the security level of the safe is very high. It would definitely be prone to a brute force attack, and I'm sure there's other things that you can do, but for just basic storage of a firearm, maybe in your house to keep little kids from getting it, it would definitely work. Another pro of this, of course, is this shelf. I like the fact that you can store multiple things in here. here. Many of the other safes that I have reviewed, you can only put in one firearm at a time. Here you get the option of much more room, which I do like a lot. The padding on the top, sides, and on the shelf seems to be relatively thick. I do like that. But as I mentioned, I think the overall construction when it comes to the lock mechanism is a little bit less than desirable when it comes to security. I do have to say the biometric access is very different and it does seem to work fast. So the internals of this and the electronics of it seem to work really, really nice. I do like how you can bolt this down. There's a number of holes on the bottom of the box, so you can mount this probably to a workbench like I have some other safes in the past, but it does not come with a chain or any type of cable, and I wish that they would include that as well. Just in case someone was able to pry this up from whatever it is bolted to, you would then have the cable as well, just for that little bit of extra security like all the other safes that I have are. This one does not provide that. So the pros of this safe are that it is larger. The outer walls of this seem to be made of steel and pretty good quality. However, the lock mechanism and the door seem to be a little bit shoddy. The mechanics of the buttons, that could be a little bit better, but I do like the vein access of the biometric sensor and the fact that it uses vein technology instead of fingerprint technology, and that allows the box to be opened really quick. I think that is a big pro as well. So I think you get a pretty good value for what it is, but once again, this is not a safe that I say would be 100% indestructible. Remember, most of these lock boxes can be compromised by brute force attacks. If somebody really wants to get into them, they will. But I think for the purpose of this safe, being that you want to keep probably kids in your house that are very young from accessing your firearms, I think it would be just fine. I don't think any type of elementary school or middle school kid could possibly open this even with a brute force attack. However, an adult or somebody that really wants to get in there definitely could. So I think from a security standpoint, this is an okay lockbox. The best part about this is the electronics and that vein technology. But that's what I think of it. And I also kind of wish they might have some RFID technology as well. Some of the other safes that I have reviewed recently have something that you can put on your keychain and you put it right next to the lock and it opens up really fast. This one doesn't. But overall, this one does seem to work and all the options on it seem to work really well. And I really like the fact it has a lot more space inside. So on my star system, how would I rate this particular two-gun safe from MaxSafes? Well, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. It is nice, and there's things about it that I definitely like, especially its size. But I kind of feel like it's not that secure. Once again, there's that door. You can even hear it. And that lock mechanism, I think, is a little bit weak and shoddy. But everything else about it seems to work okay. So I think for just basic home use to keep this away from kids, you'd be perfectly fine. And if you're going to use it for that, it'd probably be 4.5 stars out of 5. But if you're going to use it for anything else, probably 2.5 or 3 stars out of 5. As I said, this thing would be very vulnerable to a brute force attack. But it looks very attractive. It's big. I have no other issues with it whatsoever. So that's what I have discovered from just handling the safe here on the workbench and programming the safe. It does what it's supposed to do, and you can decide if this is the safe for the security that you need. So 3 stars out of 5 for the MaxSafes 2-gun pistol safe. So what do you guys think? Is this a security measure that you might be interested in for yourself, and would it work for you? I'd love to know in the comment section below, and I will also put information to this particular safe in the comment section below if you want to go take a look at it for yourself. And as always, thanks for watching.